Good morning. So happy to see you all and to be here together. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces. I'm Sarah, and this is Doug, the rest of the band coming. We're going to start you with a few songs. I invite you to stand if that's comfortable. And yeah, let's sing.
You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, God, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, God, sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. Is all that you are. You are blessed, peace, God, blessed peace is all that you are. You are deepest joy, deepest joy, it's all that you are. You are deepest joy, God, deepest joy, it's all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are sacred love, God, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, God, sacred love is all that you are. Sacred love is all that you are. Sacred love is all that you are. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I stand, I here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Oh, here I stand. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. I will be, I will be, I will be.
That was beautiful. Pretty?
Yes, thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Bonnie, the community spiritual leader here at the center in the heart of Las Cruces, where our vision is a world in loving partnership for the good of all. I want to welcome everyone who's here, and especially those visiting for the first time or returning after being gone for a while. If you haven't gotten a packet of information about who we are and you are visiting, please pick one up. And there is a gift certificate to the bookstore in there that you won't want to miss. Also, we have a newsletter every week. Hopefully you're reading it if it's coming to your email. That keeps you up to date on the latest, greatest of all that's going on in the center. This is a reminder that next week, along with the potluck after the service, we will be having a town hall meeting, and there's lots to share as we continue into the fall. One of those things is an update on what's going on with the grant for our facade out front. We will need a building improvement team of folks, and if you're interested in helping with that, please see Carrie Porter, Doug Benson, or you can let me know if you'd like, and we'll make sure you get together with that team, because we do need to start planning so when the money comes in, we can roll. So be ready. And some of you are already hugging on and loving those bears. This is a Care Bear project that Unity is doing, and we agreed to help them love up those bears. So we're loving them and leaving them. Leave them right there in the chair afterward. They will be given to different places so that children in need get them eventually. So we're just filling them with love and then leaving them in the chairs. I want to let you know that on November 7th, a new book study is starting. Eric Butterworth is his Spiritual Economics. It's one of the standard ones on abundance, and not just abundance in terms of money, but abundance in all areas of your life. And Judy Hunt will be facilitating that starting again November 7th. And then we're looking at, I'm trying to see if there's an interest in the new date and time for the Spiritual Circle, which is when we talk about the articles in the Science of Mind magazine. And so there's a sign up in there for the potential if you're interested. And Tuesdays from 2 to 3:30, I'll be in the building, and then we can still Zoom. But just let me know if you're interested, and we'll see if we can't get that going again. Also, I am still looking for 2 delegates. I have till the end of the month to put our annual report together for home office. And a delegate is someone who gets to vote with the larger organization, and you'll get information about all the candidates, and then you can make your decision. So let me know if you're interested in learning more about the larger organization and being a voting delegate. I have 2 more slots for that. And our treasure sale is looming. We're excited about that. October 26th will be the treasure sale. Janice and her team are here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 to 2, sorting and pricing and getting things ready for that. So you're welcome to join them and help. Then we'll have setup on October 25th. And anyone who wants to get here at 6:30 Saturday morning on the 26th to help us move tables and get set up, you are welcome to do that as well, and to work throughout the sale. And then coming down the pike, also November 16th, I called it our ABC Art, Baked Goods, and Crafts Sale. And Deb Taylor Russell, I know she's here, she's heading that up. So there's a sign-up sheet to let her know if you're intending to bring something, whether it be artwork, baked goods, or crafts. And so if you're doing crafts, it's time to get crafting so that they're ready for November 16th. And now, please welcome to the platform, Doug Benson.
We believe in the power of prayer, which we call spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. We encourage you to fill out a prayer request, which you can be found in the pockets on the chair backs in front of you. There is a box at the back where you can put your prayer request in or drop it in the offering plate, or you can use our prayer request button on our website. Our prayer team, made up of practitioners and ministers from 5 New Thought communities, pray with you in regard to your request. In addition, should you have something you would like a quick prayer treatment for after the service, the practitioners wearing stoles will be around the room to provide this service for you. And remember to fill out a gratitude card for what you're grateful for. It's the doorway to blessing. And now, song, silence, and prayer. Sarah?
I am here for the greater good of all, greater good of all, greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, greater good of all. You are here for the greater good of all, greater good of all, greater good of all. You are here for the greater good of all, greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, greater good of all, greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, greater good of all.
There is only God, the one universal life or spirit. This God in me is unified with God in all. In each human being, the whole is represented, comes into conscious contact with the divine, and with it, the entirety of knowledge, of wisdom, of health, and of perfection. Therefore, I am conscious and realize that it is the universal me that I seek to vision in my thought, that I seek to embody in my consciousness. It is that me that cannot be sick, knows no lack, has no limitation, never suffered want, and cannot experience fear. The spirit of infinite peace is my spirit now, because where the universe personifies, it becomes personal. Today's reading is from Art of Life, text by Ernest Holmes. The power of spiritual thought through faith and communion is the most dynamic power ever discovered. We did not create this power, but we can use it. The invisible passes into visibility through our faith. The greatest satisfaction in using the law of life is in the consciousness that such a power is available, rather than in any use we make of it. For any particular use we make of it is a passing thing, whether it be healing oneself or others or producing any other temporary good. Empires may rise and fall, chance and change, the vicissitudes of fortune, the comings and goings of human events, the isolated dramas of our experiences, the temporary or more or less permanent friendships in our lives, inevitably must give way to something bigger. You are greater than the sum total of all the experiences you have had. Your supreme satisfaction will be in the knowledge that the law of life exists. You are one with it, inseparable from it. So it is.
Okay, this is a new song for Doug and me. We could really use some clapping on this one. Not yet. This is We Come Together by Eddie Watkins Jr. And I mean, I think power to the people has something to do with coming together with each other and with God. So yeah, this works.
Take a look at the person next to you. recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves me and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. From every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the God and each other. Oh, take a look at the person next to you. Say, Namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. Come together. We come together. In the name of love.
Thanks, Randy. That's what we needed.
Hey, thank you, Randy, for adding that piece in there.
Yes, that was good.
Anytime. I knew you wouldn't be able to resist. I told Sarah, I said, if they don't like what I do, we need a band. Let's visualize it. And there he was. Absolutely perfect. We know that all of the enhancements to the center are part of our vision, and that includes regular people to help support our wonderful music team. Thank you so much for what you do, and I know you're ready for more support, so thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Well, today, if you hadn't already guessed, our guest speaker is Reverend Randy Granger, who is an ordained minister with Universal Life Seminaries, a motivational speaker, educator, workshop leader, professional musician, and licensed massage therapist. And I've also heard he's a good cook. Of Native American ancestry, he lives right here in Las Cruces, New Mexico. He also practices science of mind teaching, Zen meditation, and sound healing, and he will be performing next Thursday out at White Sands as well, so don't miss that. So please welcome our speaker today, Reverend Randy Granger.
Good morning. Good morning. Always a pleasure. So tomorrow is Indigenous Peoples Day in New Mexico. Yeah, and around a lot of the country, more and more states are doing that kind of thing. So in the spirit of that, I want to invite the best of my ancestors to be here with me. They support me. They've always been behind me. I am their dream. You are yours. The best of my ancestors, I want them to greet the best of your ancestors. Let's all get together. Might need to get some more chairs out here. But this month we're talking about power. We're talking about power to the people and what power is. And I think that's a great subject. But let me ask you something. Power. What comes to mind when you hear that word power? Where do you picture it in your mind, power? Where do you feel it in your body? Who in your life's experience comes to mind when you think of them, somebody powerful? Just think to yourself, who comes to mind? Is it maybe one of your aunts, maybe one of your uncles, maybe one of your ancestors, maybe your mother or your father or somebody in your family? Who comes to mind? What do you think power is? Is it physical? Is it spiritual? Is it emotional? Is power a quality to be revered and sought after by any means? Is power an Olympic weightlifter to you? A school teacher? I went to a Catholic school, so they were powerful. Is power a nurse? Maybe power is a billionaire, a doctor, a minister. His Holiness the Dalai Lama famously said, if you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping in a tent with a mosquito. Ernest Holmes wrote, power already exists, but the existence of power is of no particular value to us until we use it. We must not only be conscious of power, but we must be actively conscious of how to use it. And this is one of the first lessons we learn in the science of mind, he wrote. Ernest Holmes would host this popular radio and later a television program out in California. And if you've never listened to his voice, go to YouTube. You can listen to him there. And he would begin, they would have this Wurlitzer organ, and it would be going, and then Ernest Holmes would come on and say, there is a power for good in the universe greater than you, and you can use it. I love the way he would start that. I want to tell you a story about why Native Americans don't kill spiders in their homes. And it illustrates how power is in the gift, it's in the grit and determination of even the smallest of us. Well, one day early on, before there were any people here on the earth, Moose was drinking water down at the lake. Nearby was Bear. He was looking for fish. And Moose noticed something odd in the water. It was like a reflection of the sky in the water, and the sky was changing. It's almost as if the earth was moving away, for the sky was moving away from the earth. And in fact, he looked up, and sure enough, the sky was moving away. Moose looked up, and he was kind of worried about what was going on, so he started bellowing out to Bear, and Bear heard him, and Bear noticed, and so soon Moose went up to the sky and locked his antlers in there and started pulling on the sky to bring it back down to earth. And soon Bear came over, and he did the same thing with his claws, and he's using all of his might and his power, and he's pulling at the sky, and the sky is still moving away from the earth. Well, soon Fox and Beaver and Wolf and Eagle, they all joined in to try to keep the sky from pulling away, and all of the animals soon came, the birds and the reptiles, and they joined this effort to pull the sky back to the earth. And then came along Grandmother Spider. As she came to the lake, it was frantically saying to them she had an idea how to help, but no one could hear her because her voice was too small. So she climbed all the way up them to their very ears, and she was saying, I have an idea. And they said, go home, Grandmother Spider, you're too small to help. Leave it to the big, powerful animals, and we will take care of it. Go. Grandmother Spider was a little frustrated, so she runs down, and she, as fast as her little 6 legs could take her, she goes up to the very, very tallest branch of the very tallest tree she could find, and she has an idea. And so she gets her web, and she spins this big ball of her beautiful, strong silk web, and she tosses it up into the air, but it comes back down. So she stretches a little more, and she tosses it up, and it comes back down. Well, undeterred, she runs to the highest rock on the highest mountain, and she stretches. She's been doing a lot of yoga, and she stretches and stretches, and she throws the ball up in the air, and it doesn't work. But finally, after just digging in with grit and determination, she throws it up, and the ball of her web catches into the sky, and it comes back down. And so she throws it back up, and she's doing this over and over and over, just tirelessly. And the other animals notice her. And so they call the other animals, and they see what she's trying to do. And so they help her. They all climb, and they start to pull on that web, and they're pulling on the various webs and pulling on the web day and night and day and night. Finally, the sky starts to come down. And so she keeps doing it with, her web is really strong and really powerful. And so she does it again, they all do it, and pretty soon they all bring the sky back down to earth. And so they were all tired and they were all resting, and they went and said, Grandmother Spider, we're really sorry. We apologize. We thought you were too small to do anything, but you have saved Earth. So to this day, they don't kill, the Navajo especially, but a lot of other tribes don't kill spiders who are in their homes because of her power and because of her determination. They just thanked her and they were so grateful for her, but mostly they apologized for dismissing her because of her size. Power to save the world, it rests in determination, not in your size or your horns or your claws or how loud you can yell. False power needs constant defending and protecting, whereas true power, the one that's in here, needs only to be acknowledged and recognized. However, we need to protect our power with boundaries. I was having a conversation about boundaries earlier this morning with a good friend. Even our Earth, home, our planet, it has an atmosphere and magnetic shield that protects life here. Did any of you see the Aurora Borealis recently? Yeah. Did you see some, Jim? Did you get any photos? Oh, can't wait to see those. So it was down. It just wasn't quite, I saw some good pictures from TRC and Albuquerque, but it wasn't quite down our, well, the reason the Aurora Borealis was so powerful is because it was a huge, ginormous solar storm on our star, the sun, and so it sends out all of this stuff. You know that if Earth did not have a magnetic shield protecting it, we would just be fried. And so even the Earth has boundaries. Remember that. Spiritual power, it would seem to understanding, is first an acknowledgement that we are endowed with an inherited divine power that's embedded into our being, a light undimmable. We are the candle in the darkness, the light in the tunnel, the spark in the night sky. There's something called the 5 spiritual powers. And each of the 5 spiritual powers has a unique and essential role in spiritual practice. And by developing and balancing these powers, you can progress in a spiritual path that can overcome obstacles that might hold you back. These are adapted by the original teachings from the Buddha, who taught so that we may not know suffering, but we may know happiness and peace. And the first of the 5 spiritual powers is mindfulness. It's where you recognize things as they are. Mindfulness is being fully present and aware of your thoughts and your emotions and your sensations. It's a great practice. The power of concentration is the ability to focus on a single object or theme, such as your breath or an affirmation. Practicing mindfulness and concentration regularly can gradually improve our ability to remain present and focused even amid distractions and challenges. Next is the power of faith, and that is having the path that leads to freedom and liberation and transformation of your afflictions. Faith is trusting and knowing that Spirit or Divine or God has your back always. Daily you have to say to yourself, faith goes before me and paves the way. Faith goes before me and makes my way certain. Just those 2 phrases, I say them daily, all the time. Faith goes before me and paves the way. Faith goes before me and makes my way certain. Next is the power of diligence. Now, practice regularly, daily, with the support of others, your community. Go to some of the groups that have been mentioned. Learn about the science of mind. It works. The point is not to prove yourself, but the point is to practice for your own well-being and your enjoyment. You simply practice every day. And remember this, okay? That it's called a spiritual practice, not spiritual perfection. When negative emotions begin to grow in your mind, don't give them a chance to manifest. And when they do, you let them go like balloons or let them flow by like clouds. Now, remaining calm, you can replace negative seeds with denials and affirmations. And if you don't know about our use of denials and affirmations, there's a lot of really great books in the bookstore where you can learn about that. And next is to try to keep a good garden in your mind, free of the weeds of negativity. Next is the power of insight. Now, insight comes from understanding. Insight is the kind of understanding you obtain after you've been mindful. Insight is like a superpower. All 4 powers that I've talked about lead to insight. Remember this about personal power. First, that power is truly the power to be happy right in the present moment, free from addiction or distraction or fear, despair, discrimination or anger, regret, unforgiveness, and ignorance. Power is saying no, and power is saying yes when we need to. Every new technology promises to allow us to do more things at once. I have the new television, and I have yet to figure out the remote, so it's taken me outside more. Now we can send email while listening to music, talking on the phone, taking a picture, all at the same time on the same device. But where is your energy then? Where did it go? You can't have that back. That is not true power. Insight tells us the goal is not to be perfect, but to be compassionate with ourselves. Even more, this is really revolutionary, but even more compassionate with ourselves than we are with others, because you can't pour from an empty cup. But to be compassionate with ourselves, it really requires that we forgive ourselves, that we accept ourselves, love ourselves, and self-patience, which is something I've been learning a lot about too. Patience with yourself, big thing. Cultivating these 5 spiritual powers lays the groundwork for a balanced and harmonious spiritual practice. Each power supports and strengthens the others and helps you overcome challenges along the way that come up every day. When I think of personal power, though, I really think of those who endure pain and loss and grief, struggle, mental challenges, physical difficulties, indignation, insults, oppression, poverty, racism, you name it, threats, violence, and somehow, amidst all of that, they come out of it with grace and with dignity. True power, it seems, is born of transcending by the way of remembering the divine design that's inside us, and that Spirit, God, always has our back. I'm reminded of the story of Sue Ann Big Crow. I don't know if I've told you this, but I've been thinking about this, especially being in Indigenous Peoples Day tomorrow. In his book On the Res, Ian Fraser tells a story that he came across when he was up in the Pine Ridge Reservation researching his book. So let me tell you the story. In the fall of 1988, the Pine Ridge Lady Thorpes from the Pine Ridge Reservation, they went to Leeds, South Dakota to play a basketball game. Now, Sue Ann Big Crow was a full member of the team by then, really talented athlete. She was a freshman, only 14 years old. Getting ready in the locker room, though, the Pine Ridge girls could hear the din from the lead fans. And they were yelling fake Indian war cries and doing the woo-woo-woo sound and the tomahawking, the usual plan, the usual thing. What they would normally do, the visiting basketball team would line up at the start of the breezeway, and then they would run out onto the court, and they would do a lap, and then they would do some layups, and then they would go sit on their bench. Maybe they would take some short baskets too, but usually that's what they would do. But the Lady Thorpes would line up more or less according to their height, which meant that the senior, Donnie DeCory, Sue Ann's cousin, was the tallest, therefore she was always first. And as the team waited in the hallway leading from the locker room, the heckling got louder and louder, along with the woo-woos and the tomahawks. They were really yelling some heckling things, and the lead fans were yelling things like squaw and gut eater, and some of them were waving food stamps of reference to, if there's a line on the reservation, well, it must be for the federal aid. And then they were yelling, "Where's the cheese?" The joke being that if Indians are lining up, there must be commodity cheese available. The lead high school band also joined in with their fake Indian drumming and their fake Indian tune that we've all heard. Dun, 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 dun. Donnie DeCory looked out the door, and she told her teammates, "I can't handle this, y'all. I am not going out there. So Sue Ann Big Crow says, "Wait, I'll go first." And so her cousin looks at her and says, "Why do you want to go first? Don't embarrass us. Don't embarrass us." Sue Ann. And Sue Ann says, no, I won't embarrass you. Just give me the ball. So Sue Ann gets in the front, and Sue Ann runs out onto the court, and her whole team is following her. And she's dribbling with the basketball. And they just get louder and louder, and they're yelling, and the drumming, and the hooting, and the hollering. And Sue Ann stops right in the middle of the court where the little free throw circle is. And she stops. They're not expecting her to stop. They're expecting her to do a lap around the court. So she stops, and then they all run into her like dominoes, you know. And the coach is in the back going, "What are you doing?" You know. And all of a sudden, Sue Ann throws the ball to her cousin Donnie, and she takes off her warm-up jacket, and she puts it around her neck, and she starts doing the Lakota shawl dance. And she's dancing, and see, because she learned all the powwow dances when she was a young girl. And she's doing the Lakota shawl dance, which is a real subtle, real feminine, but also a real eye-catching and demure dance all at the same time. And she's dancing, and her teammate is they're just freaking out. "What are you doing, Sue Ann?" And so the crowd in the gymnasium doesn't know quite what to make of her doing that. And so suddenly, she starts going back and forth, and she starts singing in Lakota, singing these beautiful songs that she had learned as a little girl. So while they're yelling, "Where's the cheese?" and everything, and the band's doing fake Indian cries, well, she's doing the Lakota shawl dance, and all of a sudden the entire gymnasium just goes quiet, and all you can hear is Sue Ann just singing that beautiful song, swaying back and forth. And so Sue Ann says, "Hey, give me the ball." And so she takes the ball, and she runs, and she does a layup, and she makes the shot, and then the Lady Thorpes go on to win the game. So she took, you know, the most severe kind of scary situation that's disempowering, and she turned it around, because she knew that within her, to her, it was like the acknowledgement. You know, it's like I've always tried to tell myself, you know, I have a YouTube channel, and the thing about YouTube is people do what I call drive-by comments. You know, they just call, "You so-and-so, blah, 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 you so blah, 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 blah." So I had a policy, never read my comments before noon. I've had coffee. But then I started, you know, I'd get all these insults. I don't know why. They're just what people do. I would just pretend they were all compliments, and I would say, "Thank you, I'm so glad you loved the video." And pretty soon people just quit commenting, you know, because I took their power away, and that's what Sue Ann Bigfoot did. But it's not that she even took their power away. She just realized and recognized the power that was within her. She just thought they were just cheering and making all that noise so she could dance. And so what a beautiful way to turn that around with personal power. People like Sue Ann Bigfoot, though, Marian Anderson, Jackie Robinson, the first black students who integrated schools, Rosa Parks, the Latin and black drag queens at the Stonewall Inn who decided to fight back one night even, Cesar Chavez, and the farm workers. So many examples of people rooted in their personal power, who withstood the stones and the beatings and the names and the courage with grace and dignity, simply because it was already in them. In the Science of Mind, there's a passage that says, "You and I know that we did not set the stars in their courses. We did not cause the sun to shine or the rain to come, but we can cooperate with this power back of and in through all people, everyone." It's not enough for an electrician to believe in electricity, that it's an ever-present energy, or that it can run all the machinery of the world. It's necessary to apply that understanding of electricity for the definite purpose of producing light and heat and power. We must not only believe that God or divine reality is all the power there is, and we are some part of it, we must use our belief in a definite way for it. Like what Doug was mentioning earlier, we call spiritual mind treatment. That's what we do. And it works. I was talking to somebody prior to the service. Last year, we had sent out these, what were they? I know I did it a year ago. There were these cards that we were going to look at a year later And in those cards, we were going to make statements about ourselves, about what we wish to manifest, what we'd like to manifest, how we'd like to see ourselves in the next year, a year from now. So Bonnie collected them all, and she's been sending some out, and a lot of you took them home. And just before the service, I was talking to somebody. Would you like to share? Would that be okay? Yeah, please.
You know how shy I am.
Yeah. Que no.
So, a year ago, on October 6th, Reverend Randy was our speaker, and he passed out cards and said to write down our intentions and to, well, what I heard, apparently different than anyone else, to take them home and put them like where you would see it every day, just the envelope, you know, not to open it. So on the 6th, I opened mine, and the first thing I wrote, so he had us look at gratitude, receiving, giving, and forgiving. So the gratitude, I wrote complete debt-free. And about a month ago, I started thinking lack, and my son, who is a bookkeeper, said, you need to have all your assets on one side and all your debts on the other. I've been debt-free for many years, but my mind was telling me I was in debt and living in lack. So I am completely debt-free. Receiving, you know, unlimited, open. Some of you may know my daughter gave me a trip to Spain last Christmas, and my first thought was, no, you know, I wanted to close the door. But I didn't. Unlimited. I opened it, and I'm back from Spain. Giving, continue my time, talent, and treasure, and to others, right? Like to the world. And today I was able to say a prayer in Spanish at another CSL service, which for me is a big step, big step. And then just forgiving myself for old ways of doing and thinking, and spending 10 days with my youngest in Spain, where she couldn't get away from me. I was able to really, between her and me, like to heal a lot of past things that she brought with her since childhood. And I could listen to her. But I would not have remembered where I was a year ago if you hadn't given this assignment, this homework to us. So thank you, Reverend Randy. Thank you.
It works. It works because there's already a power there. We have to understand how to use it, and we have to use it. Thank you for sharing that. It looked like a great trip. I was following you on social media, and I can't wait to go myself. Eat my way through Spain, one tapa at a time. I want to end with a passage from the book A Return to Love by Mariam Williamson. And this passage has always inspired me. It was attributed to Nelson Mandela's inaugural speech, though I don't know if he actually said it or not. I haven't been able to confirm that. It doesn't matter. But it says, our deepest power is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear, is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just within some of us, it is within everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And so it is. Thank you. Now I want you to grab those little bears, and let's send some love to those children. But also, there's a lonely bear up there. Anybody got a free arm or something? There you go. Okay, go ahead and get quiet if you could, and put your feet on the ground maybe, and just breathe in what we've talked about today. You are a child of God. Your light does shine. Everywhere you go, it radiates love, perfect peace, perfect power that's already within you. And as you hold those little bears, or hold someone in your own heart right now, just give your heart a chance, your heart area, to start to glow. Surround it with a pink light, and let that just radiate out to all of those around you. We are all here to manifest the highest and best that our ancestors dreamed about all those thousands of years, dreaming, and we are their dream realized. So let's take a moment to dream about a world we want to see for those coming up. The best thing you can do for anybody is to wish them to be happy, whether that means they're attached to you or not. Like what Reverend Bonnie said at the beginning about the bears, love them and leave them, even if you have to do that. Sometimes people come in and out of our lives in order to experience that love or to be our best teachers. So take just a moment to embody that love and that gratitude, the thankfulness for the sacrifices that our ancestors made, all of us, and for the sacrifices we're making. Best we can do is wish our descendants to be happy and healthy and at peace with each other on this beautiful planet that we have, this perfect home that's been constructed just for us, made into reality. So as we let that glow in of our heart radiate, let it out into this room, then across this city of Las Cruces, all the way to the Organ Mountains and the Rio Grande River. Let it spread all the way across the state of New Mexico, this beautiful land of enchantment, our home. Let that radiate, that love radiate all the way across this beautiful country, across the oceans and the world. And just know that you are powerful beyond measure. The same power that put the stars in their place is within you, that divine spark. And the best thing we can do this week is to spread that kindness and the compassion and the generosity out to other people, that it returns to us as it should. Okay, and so it is. Thank you.
The song is called Living Love. It's by Daniel Damon.
If I can heal one heart, if I can dry one tear, if I can hold one hand, make just one doubt disappear, if I can change one life, that's what I came to do. 'Cause I know that I am living love, that I am living love. If I can heal one heart, if I can dry one tear, if I can hold one hand, make just one doubt disappear, if I can change one life, that's what I came to do. 'Cause I know that I am living love,
Yes, I am living love. Try as I might to find some earthly treasure to achieve, something to put my troubled mind at ease. Can't let it be. Every time I find salvation is the love in me. The more I give the world, the more that I receive. If I can heal one heart, if I can dry one tear, if I can hold one hand, make just one doubt disappear, if I can change one life, that's what I came to do. 'Cause I know that I am living love, that I am living love. Yes, I am living love.
And living that love is that power. Thank you, Randy, for sharing those words with us and reminding us of what we intended last year. Let's give him another hand. Thank you. There's a few more envelopes on the back. Kathleen, yours is back there, I know for sure, that I didn't see you before I came up here. And then there's also the intentions you set at the new year, which should be arriving in the mail. So there's a lot of intention that was put out there last year and a lot of amazing gifts as we see how the universe has provided what we've set our intentions for. And one of the things that we know really works, another one of our teachings, is that what we give out is also what we receive. And so we tithe 10% of everything that comes through the center out to someplace in our community, in our larger community. There is a tithe committee that makes recommendations to the board as to where that might be. So if you're interested in helping make those decisions, Beth, wave at everybody. She's our board contact for the tithe committee. Let her know. I'm sure there's room for more thoughts and minds to join that committee and help make that decision. In my mind, what's important is we keep that flow going. So this month, 10% of all that comes through is going to Dress the Child. It's a program that funds $100 per child for the purchase of new clothes and shoes. None of the volunteers get paid. Everybody who's an adult that works for this is a volunteer. All the money goes into those gift cards that they take the kids shopping with, and they get to spend it to figure out what clothes they want for the school year and what shoes they might need. So please know that at this month, October, 10% of all that's come through is going to help support Dress the Child. And I think that is one way for us to remember our blessings, and that's why we say this gratitude prayer that we can all say together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God in me. And most of the people that I am in contact with in Asheville have electricity and water again. Some are still waiting for water, but electricity seems to be back. So we're grateful to all those linemen and women who went out there and gave their hard energy to make that happen. So let's sing I Am So Blessed, and I hope we feel blessed as we sing it.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
And I just realized Bill wasn't here to help us get the plate going. So the plate is at the door. Are we going to just, okay, here, we'll send it around real quick. Because we're blessed and we know the abundance is flowing into through the center. Thank you. And just bless it with your energy as well. Yeah, send the blessing in through. I can see the love as you're holding the bears. It's so cute. Just love on them, put your blessing in the plate. It's all energy. And we're grateful for all of it that comes in and through. Sorry about that. Yes, your prayer requests can go in there as well, and we will be praying with you over those. So in gratitude, we just know that everything that's flowing in through the center is blessed, and how grateful I am for all those who continue to support us in all the different ways, time, talent, and treasure. That is the abundance that we experience as we continue in this flow. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. So you get to participate in the closing. What are we singing?
Peace song.
We're going to sing the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our center. Family, all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And we have practitioners willing to pray with you after the service. Take your light out there, and there's also a board meeting, and you're welcome to stay if you'd like to stay for the board meeting. The board members need to stay. Have a great week. Thank you all.